let's go through my pedal board, and so I can tell you everything that I'm doing for my tones. As I come out of my guitar, I'm going into a volume pedal. It's by the A3 company. It's it's the best sounding volume pedal I've ever had. And the basic patch. This is really essentially my main clean sound, but it's actually kind of a distorted tone. This is a Mark III driver by Keeley. As some of you know, I've got a long relationship now with the Keeley company, as we've designed my signature Echo, the Halo. And I started working with Robert Keeley, we met right in 2020, but I've been using his modded blues driver pedal for many years. So that's how I kind of knew about him. But we'll talk about the Echo in a minute. But this is the Mark III driver. I really use it more as, instead of, it's distorted, but I usually put on my neck pickup and I back the volume down a little bit, and I add my Halo Echo. So a lot of the solo pieces and ballads I play, like Here Lies the Heart. That's that Mark III driver in the Halo. So we should talk about the Halo next, because it's really, the dual echo is not really an effect for me. It's part of my sound. It's always on. And that's the dual echo you hear in the background there. If I turn that off. So not only is it a delay, two delays, but it really turns into kind of a reverb sound. As you can tell when I take the attack away, you don't really hear a lot of repeats here. So it's two delays, a dotted eighth and a quarter. But we spent about 1.5 years working on this particular sound that I've had in my head for many years. I used to use tape echoes with the Maestro EP3, and then I started using the Electro Harmonics Memory Man, which is a great echo. And then the Strymon works really well, but does so many things. I didn't need all those things. I just wanted this one really highly curated sound to do what I wanted to do. And that's when I collaborated with Robert Healy through the introduction of my dear friend Daniel Steinhardt, that designs my gig rig G3 switcher. I asked him who's the best company for me to work on this particular pedal, and so that's when I got introduced to Robert. So it just gives me a space to play in, and it gives me sustain where I can play a single note, and it has sustain instead of, you know. It's a very different experience. So I can play a simple melody, but have it really sound beautiful. So rarely ever off. That's just kind of built into my sound. Now, obviously, there's more than 2 pedals. I've been featuring the Mark III driver. You'll also notice I have 3. 3 of the same pedal. One's just a custom color, the white one. It's a very versatile pedal, and so I have them set in various different ways that I can use for different types of ideas. So I mentioned that what I've got kind of for my clean sound. There's two switches on the pedal that take you between 2 different tone stacks and 2 different diodes. And on the diode side, you can have silicon or germanium. And for these cleaner sounds, I'm using the germanium setting. So that's with just a certain amount of gain. Now I've got the same, almost same setting, except with more gain on the one next to it. That I can use for just a step up in gain, and I'll use that for some of my Bohemian Rhapsody arrangement. Where do I take it from? On the higher gain setting of the Mark III. And then I went to the lower gain. So it's subtle, but in my world that's a huge difference, right? And then the third one I've got as a boost to my JHS AT lead pedal. Well, let's start with just the AT lead pedal. And anytime you see me on my bridge pickup with a hot lead distorted tone, it's the JHS AT pedal. So here's the sound of just the clean amp. Distortions being generated by the pedal, because again, it's a very neutral, just clean. Now the reason for the third Mark III driver is very specific in that if you dial in, for me anyway, if I dial in a very nice warmer bridge pickup lead tone like this, and then if I go to the neck pickup, it's usually going to be buzzy because I've got a warm bridge sound, but if you take that same sound and put it on the neck pickup, it gets woolly and muddy. So it's not a bad sound, but again, it's not as clear as I would like it to be. Achieve that is I'm putting the Mark III driver before the AT drive on the germanium setting with a good bit of treble and a little bit of gain. And the germanium, it thins out the low end a bit, right? So that's kind of taking a little bit of that girth away from which makes the bridge pickup nice. This is too muddy. This one we can't talk about because it's a prototype. That's coming hopefully later in the year. Now, I did mention that my tuner is my most important pedal to get us as closely in tune as we can. With the Halo, you can have an expression pedal hooked up to it, which basically allows you to control any parameter that you choose remotely with an expression pedal. And I've just got it hooked up to the Halo with the effect level, so it's a mix. So I can go from a very wet sound to completely dry. And you'll see me during a show all night. I'm constantly finding the right amount of space that I want around each note. A lot of times it's very specific, and I'm always kind of working to find the right balance. Underneath the hood, there's several things here. So we go underneath. Okay. It's a two-story. Let's start over here with this lovely flower pedal. It's by the Jam Company. They're a Greek company based in Greece, and I've got it. It's basically like a Hendrix univibe kind of vibe. It's called the retro vibe. Next to that, I've got it's a Brazilian company called G&I, and it's a pedal called the octavers, and it's also kind of Hendrixy in a way. It's like the Octavia kind of sound, and I always use it. It's kind of a fuzz with an upper octave, and I use it in front of the JHS AT pedal for this kind of sound. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, this new pedal is a Keeley pedal called the Octasci, and it does a lot of crazy things, a lot of pitch shifting things, but I'm only using it for a lower octave. So you hear my normal tone here. All kinds of different intervals and whatnot. That's kind of a fun pedal you might use once a night, but it's nice to have. And I have a Keeley compressor. Let's see here. Here's just the compressor. Pretty much only use it on cleaner sounds. And then I'll use the exotic RC booster along with that for another variety of kind of bluesy. I have a very tiny fuzz face that I haven't been using so much lately, but I'll put that on the lead channel of the Lone Star case. Let's see what it sounds like today. There's the fuzz. Tube screamer. I got a little Ibanez Mini tube screamer. I think that's on also on the lead channel. exotic wah prototype. We've been working on a custom wah. Hopefully we'll get a dialed in. And let's see, what do I have here? Pretty much it. And of course everything's being controlled by the G3 switcher, this lovely unit made by Daniel Steinhardt of the Gig Rig. And at the touch of a button, it just allows me to bring any pedal, on or off in the signal chain. Keeps everything as quiet and as much sonic integrity as possible. So really great design unit, very easy to use. I don't like programming too much, and just touch a couple buttons and you're ready to go. So now I'm holding the brand new Ibanez ATZ300, and it's a very different animal than my old AT100, though it kind of comes from that lineage because it's the same kind of neck shape and a lot of the same hardware and pickups. But the main outstanding features of this is the mahogany body and the rosewood fingerboard. And we made a guitar called the AT300 in the 2000s, and that was a guitar that I used mostly on the Resolution record in 2006. So in general, I would characterize it as having a much more forward, kind of punchy rock tone. But that original AT300 had the pickups mounted directly into the body, and these are now mounted in a pick guard. So for me, it's really a nice middle ground between that, my old AT100, which I've been playing for 31 years now. Pretty amazing, and it's been a long relationship. And that's still the guitar that I'm connected the most to, but sonically, I love this guitar so much, so it's getting played more and more, and I've been recording with it as well. So already you can tell it's a bit louder guitar too. Smooth, warm top end, but still got a nice, clean sound.